The Boma restaurant in Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge are lions and hippos and bananas. Each year, the chef here creates an entire African village, complete with 50 wild animals.
The whole village is completely edible.
From the birds, to the trees, to the buildings, and even the rocks, all of it is edible.
The rocks are made out of sugar. The kente cloth and the fruits and vegetables and the animals are all made out of modeling chocolate. The bushes are made out of spaghetti.
Chef Edward Villacorta spends about a month creating this authentic African display out of 80 pounds of sugar and 50 pounds of chocolate.
What we do is we depict structure or a natural wonder from Africa, and we recreate it in chocolate, gingerbread, sugar, pretzel, spaghetti, anything that's edible.
This year, the mini model features Victoria Falls.
The water is made out of poured sugar, blue sugar. The waterfalls is actually pipe royal icing.
The massive mud mosques of the Ivory Coast tower over the scene. They're made out of bread dough covered in icing. Uncooked spaghetti makes great bushes. And no African village would be complete without a marketplace.
This gives us a chance to make miniature fruits and vegetables.
All the freshly picked produce is sculpted from moldable, modeling chocolate.
This is like Play-Doh. You roll it with your fingers, and then you place them on top of each other like a bunch of bananas.
Even the grass is specially grown from green chocolate.
You get a sifter. And what you do is you get this piece of modeling chocolate and you press it through the sifter. When you're done, you should get a scraper and you scrape off the grass from the sifter. There you go, there's your grass.
And roaming the plains, enough animals for a small safari. There are 5 lions, 6 hippos, countless crocodiles, giant tortoises, and a flock of chickens. There's even an entire herd of elephants.
All you need to do is to get gray colored modeling chocolate. This is going to be the body of the elephant, and I start a round shape for the head. Then you stick the head right here, and you go with the trunk. The elephant I could do, like as you see, maybe about a minute.
After building the village back in the kitchen, it's ready to go on display. Separated into 2 sections, it takes several people to carefully carry each part of the village from the kitchen across a small bridge to its perch on an indoor riverbank. Once safely in place, Chef Ed applies a few finishing touches, and soon guests begin gathering to take a gander at this amazing edible artwork.
It's unbelievable. It is unbelievable. All the details, the small little details, and it's all eatable. I can't believe it.
Now we're going to travel from one village to another, this time in the Polynesian islands. Check out some palm trees you can really sink your teeth into.
On this island, you get a real taste of the tropics. This is a replica of Disney's Polynesian resort, including its centerpiece, the Great Ceremonial House.
We tried to keep it to look like the grounds here as much as we could.
It sits on the 2nd floor of the Polynesian Hotel, but unlike the real resort, this one is completely edible.
We went ahead and made sand from sugar. We made grass out of coconut. We went ahead and made a volcano from sugar rock.
The big house is made of gingerbread, and the surrounding tiki huts are built from pretzels with shredded wheat thatching the roofs. The Polynesian chef, William Clark, designed this delicious look-alike from the ground up.
While making the village, we really tried to get the effect as much as we could to the Polynesian islands and how they would celebrate Christmas.
But the islands have never looked or tasted like this. Ever seen a chocolate palm tree?
Basically, I'm just doing my leaves, my palm fronds, and then the stems themselves.
For a quick set, he uses something called freeze spray.
This is just some cold compressed air, similar to what you would use for a keyboard for a computer, but it's just made mostly for chocolate work.
There are 125 chocolate palm trees in all swaying in the breeze. Royal icing makes a realistic-looking volcano, and lava rocks are created by cooking sugar bubbling hot.
I have the royal icing that I'm going to go ahead and place in. quickly. A couple drops of color. Give this a light mix with my whip. Okay. Now I'm gonna let this go ahead. Will rise on its own while the sugar is incorporating with the royal icing.
At first, it looks like a science experiment.
It's the reaction of the egg whites to the boiled syrup of water and sugar.
But once it calms down, the crumbly mix pours out onto a cookie sheet, cooling into sugary lava rocks. Luckily, making Christmas trees doesn't require a degree in chemistry, just an artful eye.
And we like to use these cones, these little ice cream cones. And I have some royal icing in this pastry bag with a little star tip.
Once the cone is evergreen, let it snow.
And we'll give it for a little wintry effect.
For Santa's sleigh, melted chocolate pours into a special mold. More chocolate acts as glue, cementing the sleigh together, and then colorful modeling chocolate forms the tiny gifts. With the individual pieces ready, the chef assembles his island paradise. And now it's time to activate the volcano.
I'm gonna add some hot water and some dry ice.
With Mount Candy erupting, the last few holiday trees are added to the display, along with the finishing touch, a miniature monorail train, just like the one running through the original Polynesian resort. Making this intricate island was no breeze, taking 120 hours of hard work and 75 pounds of gingerbread. But it makes a real treat for the eyes.
Every year we come to see the decorations. It puts us in the spirit.
Now, like many of the displays at Disney, this one has a few hidden Mickeys. You've seen them already, but might not have noticed. Look closer at these coconuts to see what I mean. When holidays at Walt Disney World Resort continues, the chefs unveiled their gingerbread mansion and sit down to Christmas dinner with a few of Mickey Mouse's closest friends. That's just ahead.
Well, welcome back. The time is finally here to watch our massive gingerbread house get its finishing touches. So far, it's taken around 400 hours to bake all the gingerbread. Then comes another 160 hours to get it looking pretty. So, let's watch these special home decorators spruce up this sugar shack.
If you've got a serious sweet tooth, you've come to the right place. Sitting in the lobby of Disney's Grand Floridian Resort is the biggest gingerbread house you've probably ever seen. Spanning 18 feet, this is one mouth-watering sight.
Looks good.
But the chefs at Disney are sprucing it up even more. Back in the kitchen, the bakers have been busy building delicious decorations. From candy canes to snowmen, each is carefully crafted and completely edible. Most are made of solid white chocolate and painted by hand with edible paints.
We're just coloring them with cocoa butter and food coloring.
They must complete a small army of 35 toy soldiers. And of course, old Saint Nick has a starring role in this production.
He's made of solid white chocolate. He weighs approximately 85 pounds. What I do is I take the chocolate plastic, which is just a fancy name for Tootsie Rolls, and we can color it any color that we want. I cut out a piece and then lay it on there.
Once Santa is finally dressed right down to his boots, he's carefully carried out to the gingerbread house and put front and center on the porch. There are 15 Santas in all. Meanwhile, the house's creator, pastry chef Eric Herbacek, is putting the finishing touches on his design.
We're going to decorate the whole house with poinsettia flowers all around. They're made out of sugar.
Green icing provides a leafy bed for the flowers, while white icing helps cement the candy canes to the wall. White chocolate is also used in creating delicate window decorations.
One of my real favorites is like all these chocolate paintings we have, the Goofy or Mickey Mouse and Minnie. So we really paint them from scratch by hand.
And what would the holidays be without snow? Well, they don't get much here in sunny Florida, so Chef Eric improvises. A cherry picker carries him high into the clouds, and a fresh dusting of snow covers the gingerbread house. It's actually powdered sugar, and it takes 600 pounds of it to create a wintry feel.
I spray them with sugar syrup, and then I dust it with powdered sugar, so the sugar syrup actually, so that the sugar doesn't slide off.
Next, Eric places Disney's signature super secret hidden Mickeys.
I have 25 of them. Our guests like to look for them.
Cool.
It's pretty cool. The decorations are amazing.
Many people even make a special trip just for a glimpse of this edible attraction.
I've never seen anything like this before.
I'll eat the whole thing.
Now the house becomes a holiday store, selling treats like Mickey cookies, chocolates, and mini replicas of this mansion.
It's completely edible. That's marzipan.
You can even take a bite out of an actual gingerbread shingle, just like the ones on the outside.
I think I want a shingle because I want something that looks just like this to take home and remember.
560 man-hours went into this magical creation, but despite all that work, it comes down on January 2nd.
Okay, we've had plenty of dessert today, but what about dinner? Thousands of people sit down to Christmas at Walt Disney World, and here at the 50s Primetime Cafe, they're serving up all the traditional meal with all of the fixings.
There you go, Missy. Now set your table. Put your napkin on your lap. If not, you have to wear a bib. Okay? Now behave, dear.
Just like home. While I eat this, check out what else is on Mickey's holiday menu.
Don't forget your vegetables.
It's a magical end to a magical day. After taking in all that Disney has to offer over the holidays, many guests top off their visit to the theme parks with a special dinner. At the Liberty Tree Tavern, families sit down to a traditional holiday feast.
It tasted just like homemade. It was so good.
Back in the kitchen, all of the food is homemade, just on a bigger scale.
On a typical night for us at Liberty Tree Tavern, we serve about 1,000 guests.
And the amount of food served each night during the holiday jumps up about 36%. That means preparing nearly 350 pounds of mashed potatoes, over 100 pounds of carrots, around 300 pounds of mac and cheese, and nearly 450 pounds of meat, made up of turkey, ham, and beef. Although the grown-ups come for the food, the kids come for the company. The Liberty Tree Tavern is one of the restaurants where you can dine with the stars, like Minnie Mouse, Goofy, and Chip and Dale. If seafood is more your style, the Cape May restaurant at Disney's Yacht and Beach Club offers a New England-style clam bake. On an average night, the restaurant cooks up 350 pounds of shrimp, clams, and mussels, but during the holidays, that number jumps up to 750 pounds.
Crab legs is awesome. I love crab legs, and the mussels were awesome too.
The most popular pick? Clams. Customers shuck through 300 pounds every night.
We always come and I'll do clams almost the whole time I'm here.
And for dessert, a decadent spread of cookies, pies, and cakes. During the holidays, Santa takes a stand atop Cape May's signature dessert, Oreo bonbons. For a more formal dinner, Disney's Wilderness Lodge offers the Artist's Point restaurant. Although it has a rustic feel, the food here is anything but. Chef Lenny DeGeorge smokes the meat himself, much of it right off the range.
We get our buffalo in from North Dakota. It's an absolutely fabulous piece of meat. For us, it's as popular as beef.
The lodge serves up 80 buffalo steaks a night during the holidays, and a total of 15,000 pounds a year. There are more than 300 different places to dine across Walt Disney World Resort, and more people are capping off their Christmas vacation with a dinner to remember.
Okay, I am stuffed, and that's all we have time to serve up for now. Thanks for watching and Seasons Eatings. I'm Raven-Symoné. Happy holidays to all.